What's going on, everyone? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the upcoming new double album from the band Baroness entitled Yellow and Green. This is scheduled to be released on July the 17th on Relapse Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they're based out of Savannah, Georgia, and this band, alongside bands like Mastodon, Kylesa, really helped pave a way and get the sound of sludge metal into the metal mediums. I mean, this is a band that over the last couple of years has made a really big name for themselves, musically, lyrically, and visually. I mean, their vocalist does a lot of their artwork, and some of the most beautiful artwork to be on any kind of album cover. I mean, John Baisley just is a genius when it comes to that artwork kind of stuff. And musically, the same can be said, in my view. The first two albums from this band really were awesome in their own respective rights. Red Album, I thought, was just gorgeous and lush. Blue Record picked up where the last album left off, but became a little bit more accessible and a lot more fun in a way. But with those two albums, they really launched Baroness into a whole nother level. I always thought to myself that, considering that Mastodon are where they're at right now, Baroness is going to be the next one. Baroness are going to be the next band to get that commercial exposure. I mean, be on concert tours, be on live late night TV shows, appear on David Letterman or any of that kind of stuff. I'm figuring Baroness, that's what they're trying to do next. Now, 3 years later, after Blue Record, we have this brand new album, which is a double album to be specific. It's, both albums are 9 tracks each. Both run around 39 to 35 minutes, respectively. Combined, it's a 75-minute affair altogether. But both albums are very different in their own right. With the Yellow album, you have the Baroness sound that you are accustomed to, with some elements that you don't really see coming. It almost feels as though the metal isn't really showing up, but in its place you have some really solid and organic progressive rock. Just something you don't expect to see coming. I mean, on songs like Cocainium and Back Where I Belong, just the way that the music is on those songs and the way the hooks are, it's just very catchy and a lot more accessible than anything Baroness albums past would show to you. And I think that's really good. I don't know how others may feel about it, but as far as the Yellow side is concerned, I think this is a really strong success in my view. Now, the Green album it does have some of the Baroness qualities you already know, like what you would have heard on the Yellow album, but it's a lot more mellower. It's a lot more calm. It's a lot more chill, to be specific. I mean, you do have songs like Mountains, The Crown and Anchor, Fool Song, Collapse. Those songs really have a lot more emotion and a lot more melody. And it's a lot ballsier to go this kind of route. I mean, any Baroness fan, in my view, would be confused at first upon listening to the Green part of this album, but it's something that would be a perpetual grower. That is what makes this side of the album a lot different. Musically, it's your usual Baroness, business as usual. You have your really meaty, thick guitar riffs, very heavy, very catchy. I'm loving the way that the riffs are. I'm loving the way that the solos are, those really nice, solid high leads, like the kind you would have heard on that one song, The Sweetest Curse, off of the Blue Record. You hear those kind of riffs on some of these songs, and I think they are really nice, very helpful. Bass-wise, I'm just loving the way the bass is produced here. It's very, very audible, very clean, very clear, not too crystal clear. You can hear the bass very nicely, very well mixed. I love the way that the bass sounds. Drum-wise, the drums have really good grit and pace to them. I'm just loving the way that the kick and snare sounds, just the way that the drums are produced and mic'd. It's the usual Baroness drum performance, but it's a lot cleaner and a lot more accessible. And the vocals, I don't know how some may feel, but John does his gravelly kind of hoarse kind of singing style throughout this entire release. There's not really a growl to be found because I do think he's a really good growler, but this album just showcases his singing abilities. It's very, very catchy, very, very enjoyable, very, very to the point. I wish there would have been more usage of growls on this album, but really I can't complain too much. It's really, really solid. Going back to what I was thinking, this is basically Baroness's version of The Hunter. This is going to be the album that's either going to unite the listener or divide the listener. If you've never been into Baroness before and you want to get into this band, this may be your gateway into getting into their previous stuff. I honestly don't know how some people may feel about this record, but this, to me, is a success. It's gutsy, it's ballsy. I appreciate them trying to do something different. I appreciate them trying to build up around the sound that they have. And overall, in my view, this double album is a success. Enjoy it with caution, because you never know what kind of surprises and stuff is going to come your way. This album is full of them, and this is a really, really good release by Baroness. I don't know if I can say it's their best or not, but it's pretty damn solid. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, March to the Sea, Twinkler, Cocainium from the yellow side, and the green side, Mountains, The Crown and Anchor, Fool Song, Collapse, Psalms Alive, and The Line Between. Those are some really, really great songs in my view. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to npr.org where you can stream this album and hear it for yourself, be your own judge of it. Be your own judge to decide whether you think this is worth buying or not. If there is a Bandcamp link of this release, I will put it in place of the NPR link when that time comes around. So, again, the album is Yellow and Green by Baroness. This is released on Relapse Records, scheduled to come out on July 17th. Check it out if you want to. And as far as the score goes, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Really, really solid release from Baroness. Really, really gutsy, really experimental. And I appreciate what they're trying to do with this release. So check out Baroness. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Armijo out.